All right, let's get this ball rolling before I fall asleep.
Let's do it.
The ball is officially in motion. That sounded funnier, like in my head.
Yeah, we'll let that comment just live there for good.
Is it going to make it in the episode?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
Welcome back to Tales from the Service Industry. I'm your host. I'm Bill. I'm here tonight with the OG3. It's myself. It's Ms. B.
What up, guys?
And it's Liz.
Hi, team.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm just choking on my wine. We're good.
Are we all doing okay? Are we surviving? We're definitely not thriving right now.
No.
We're making it through.
Yeah.
It's survival.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well said.
Sorry to put an exclamation point there. It's survival mode.
Totally.
Oh, man. Well, Bill, are you still doing your budget? Give us an update on the budget.
No, that's boring. But
Oh.
the budget's done. It's
way
out.
to go.
It's out of my hand now.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
So we'll find out on Monday.
Ooh.
How much they jacked it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we put together a really good product. We'll see how it flies for ownership.
Good.
So I heard through the grapevine that Ms. B had a rough week.
I was about to say, did you hear about all the people I almost got into fights with?
No, that's why I brought it up, because I didn't know if you had shared that with Liz. So.
We were talking martial arts classes. Are you going to take them too to fight your guests?
I literally think so. I was like, I feel like I need to take some of these classes to get some of these anger out.
It might get some of your aggression out.
Because I've got some. So
should we all take a class together?
Yes.
That could be like a
TFTSI outing.
That could be a, out of the studio co-host outing.
I would love that. Lord knows I need it.
I got your wheels turning, huh?
You did.
Wheels turning, bells ringing. I don't know what the saying is. All right, Ms. B, who are you fighting this week?
So, well, many, but I guess the one that's like on the top of my brain, and just so I could like set the scene, just imagine a hotel that is absolutely decked out in Halloween decorations. Everyone is in costume. My hotel went all out and we had costume competitions. So I was decked out for Halloween. I was Maleficent. So I had the horns on my head. I had a cape. I had a dress and my makeup was dark goddess queen.
Oh, wow.
Black lipstick, all out. So I'm in the back enjoying my Halloween self, and my desk agent comes back. She's
trying to work with that headpiece on. Could you imagine?
Did it. And so my desk agent comes back. She's like, Miss B, I need you to talk to this guest. I just can't. I was like, okay, what's going on? She's like, he's being absolutely unreasonable. And he says, I'm not being flexible. So can you please go just deal with him? I'm like, all right, deep breath. I'll go deal with him.
Why don't you go take your 10?
I'm like, you're good. Feel free to stay back here. I'll handle it. And so I go out there, my Miss B self. I'm like, hi, how can I help you? And he is like, this is what I need. And he proceeds to go off. So basically, a little background, we were having some emergency pipe repairs done. So we found out around check-in time, which didn't really give us enough time to notify guests checking in. So we did guest letters and had them sent to the room. And so this guest is at the desk, super upset. And the water wasn't shut off. So you couldn't use it for X amount of time because they needed it to be on to do something. But if people used it, then it came shooting down the bottom. Don't ask me how that works. This is what I was told by the engineer and the plumbing people. It's not going to be shut off, but they just can't use it.
Oh, they were doing drain work then.
I have no idea.
So why didn't they just shut off the water?
They should have, because we're going into the story now. So
we're still in chapter 1.
So we had to tell everyone, don't use the water because it will come shooting out the bottom down here if you do. And most guests
good luck with that.
Right? Most guests were totally reasonable, understanding. So this one guest comes down and he's like, this is ridiculous. I have a baby and we need to use the water in the room. And I was like, okay, well, if you'd like, we can move you rooms. I can move you to an exact same room type. I actually have one on the same floor. I can just move you to the other side of the building where there's no water work going on. And I'm happy to help move you. He's like, no, you're not being reasonable. And he's like, I don't want to move. And I'm like, okay, so you can stay in your same room. You just can't use the water for X amount of hours. And he's like, you're being completely unflexible. I need another room. And I'm like, okay, we just did this, but I can move you rooms. And he's like, no, I want that room and to keep this room and just to use that room for the day till you guys are all done with your work and then I'll go back. And I'm like, sir, you can't have 2 rooms at once. And I said, I'm happy to move you. And he's like, no, I have a baby. You don't understand. I have a baby. I understand you have a baby. You've said it like 6 times now. Didn't say that part. I was like, okay, I understand you have a baby, but can you tell me what exactly you need to do in this other room that you can't do in your room? And he's like, well, we just want to like hang out for the day and stuff while you guys are doing the work. I said, okay, well, you can do all that in your room with your baby. You just can't turn on the water, because we told all the guests like the lobby restrooms are open. Like we have plenty of water down here, or you can move rooms. And he's like, you are being completely unflexible. And I said, what exactly is it that you can't do in your room? Well, we have a baby. We need to be able to wash bottles, this and that. And I was like, oh, well, I can actually help you with that. I said, we have a full kitchen and dishwashing down here. So if you give me the dirty baby bottles, I will wash them for you.
And that's probably more sanitary than how you're cleaning them in a bathroom sink, sir.
And I said, and I was like, I can make sure they're sanitized, this and that. He's like, no, absolutely not. And he's like, no, we just need another room.
So this kitchen is good enough to clean and sanitize the plates you eat off of.
Yeah.
But not good enough for your baby to digest milk from.
I guess. Like, so it wasn't good enough. He kept calling me
Unreasonable, unflexible.
unflexible. And he's like, you don't understand.
Did you play the mom card?
Wait, you're jumping the gun.
Did you play the grammar Nazi card and call him out that there's no such word as unflexible?
Well, he
It's
actually had
inflexible.
he said unflexible, but he had an accent. He was not from the States.
Oh, okay. We'll
So, so he, again, as I'm trying to come up with different solutions, I'm being very flexible, trying to come up with new solutions for him. And he's like, you don't understand. We have a baby. And I said, sir, I understand that. I said, I have a baby too. And I promise you this solution and this solution will be just fine for a baby. I would do it with mine too. And he's like, oh, and then he stopped playing the baby card. And then he's like, fine. He said, I want to speak to the manager. And I said, oh, that's me. Here's my card. Well, no. Who's your manager? I said, the general manager. And he's like, I want to talk to her. And I said, she's not here today. You're more than welcome to come down and talk to her tomorrow. Fine. Well, then I guess we'll just move rooms. But I want to move to a suite.
Oh, of course he does.
And I said...
And do you want points on top of that?
Right? I was like, oh, you do? And I said, well, let me look at your stay. You're here for 17 nights.
Ah, jeez.
And I said, unfortunately, I can't move you to a suite unless you wanted to pay for that. And he's like, well, I'm already moving Saturday, so it's just a few days earlier. And I'm like, you're moving Saturday? And he's like, yeah, it's already set up. I'm like, looking at my computer. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, there's no other reservation in here. And I said, you show that you're in the room you're in for 17 nights. And I said, there's no second reservation. I already talked to someone. They set it up. They're moving to a suite. Oh, they are. I said, are you paying for this? He's like, no, it's complimentary. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. And he's like, that's ridiculous. Da, 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 da. And I talked to the agent later because I was like, who promised this guy a suite? And they're like, we absolutely did not promise this guy a suite. He was hell bent set on getting a complimentary suite. And we told him it was sold out till Saturday. And if he wanted to check on Saturday to see if there was a room to move to, he could check on Saturday. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't sold, maybe he could get a complimentary upgrade. But it's based upon day of availability if it's not booked. So it's not going to happen.
No,
but that's the communication disconnect. That's setting the precedent
exactly.
that you cannot fulfill.
Exactly. And so I told the agent, I was like, why would you say that? And they're like, well, it's the truth. I said, no, but you made it seem like there was a chance he'd get one. I was like, there's no chance. And they did not tell me he would get one, but he seemed to interpret it in his head. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, that means I can get one Saturday.
He picked what he wanted to listen, to the conversation. Did that make sense?
What you
My
just
sentence,
said?
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but yes, it did. Not because it makes sense, but because I've sat across the table from you for the last year.
Okay. But he picked what he wanted to hear from the conversation.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Lots of guests do that, like all the time. And I was just so irritated. And I was like, sir, there is no second reservation set up. I said, what they may have meant was this. And he's like, I'll just go back and talk to the person later. I said, okay, you do that. He's like, and I want to talk to your manager tomorrow. Absolutely. Have a great day. During all of this, I was in costume and he not once made mention or noticed. Like, it was like he just thought that was my normal attire.
You didn't like get a chuckle out of him?
I didn't, because in the moment you kind of forget you're in costume. I had a cape, I had horns, and I'm sitting there arguing with this man being like, no, you're not getting a comp suite. No, you're not going to get to use 2 rooms at once. Like, you move or don't. I was so irritated and I kind of forgot I was in costume.
What part of my horns tells you that I am not the HBIC?
Oh my God. And then I was so irritated. I went to the back because it's Halloween. No one's taking work seriously that day.
No.
Like, everyone's hanging out in the back.
What
talking.
other costumes did you have?
Oh, so
I want to hear.
And then we had a Wicked Witch, the green one. And then we had a serial killer with like cereals stab on them. I know, that one was good.
Super punny.
We had so many good costumes. But so everyone's in the back office, like in the exec office, just like shooting the shit. And I come back there, I'm like, you guys are going to believe this. And I say this whole story. And it's so funny, while he's up there ripping, roaring, I have a baby. I'm like, where is that baby, bruh? Let me guess. Is your wife taking care of him? Is your wife going to have to be the one to clean those bottles? Is that why you didn't want me to do it? Because it's like, no, she's going to do it anyways. He's just one of those guys, has probably never changed a diaper in his life.
Did you get that vibe?
Totally. He's just the guy that, like, because I have a baby, I should get special treatment, but I'm not going to actually do any of the work. He was one of those. Like, I feel bad for his wife. 100%. He was one of those douches.
Where was he from?
It had to be England or something. Could have been like any of those numbers where it's kind of like Britishy sounding. I'm not great with accents. But
Britishy, Englishy, Londony,
maybe.
Frenchy?
It wasn't super Londony, but was not French.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. It was kind of hard to pinpoint, but there was definite accent.
Was it like Peaky Blinders? Or like Jason Statham?
Yeah, was it like...
I don't remember. I just remember it was Britishy.
Oh.
But yeah, he was a pill. And
Australian? South African. That gets confused a lot.
I don't know.
South African and English.
I don't know what that sounds like, but it was Britishy. That's what I got, guys.
Could be South African.
But yeah, he was a pain in the butt, and I was so angry about it, and I like forgot I'm in costume, ranting and raving, and I drive home still in costume, calling my husband, just ranting about it, and he's just laughing.
Wait, what other costumes were there? Or was I not listening?
You were not listening.
Oh.
Wicked Witch.
Serial killer, we had...
Sorry, the research department looked into it.
We had a lot of creative costumes. Some I can't like tell you exactly what it was, but it was like some kind of clown thing. And then there was we had Georgie, the boy from It. He had like creepy contacts in. And the Get Best Georgie, he had the little balloon and he had the creepy contacts in. And he was a houseman, so he walked around the floors.
Stop.
Like that with the balloon all day.
I get so freaked out.
Yeah, it was awesome. The hotel got so into it.
Wow, you guys are lenient. I wouldn't allow anybody that is entering rooms to be in costume like that.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we did. My general manager was very into it.
I told the team
He won.
If
He won the costume contest.
He did.
I told the team, like, if you want to dress up, you have to clear it first.
Yeah.
Number 2, no masks at all.
Well, we had that rule. We had that.
Number 3, if you want to do facial makeup, it has to be very minimal. So, like,
we didn't.
You can like accessorize with facial makeup.
You can do like little whiskers and a black
yeah.
nose, but you're not painting your face like a realistic cat kind
Oh
of
no,
thing.
we had like dead zombies. We had intense face painting. Like you swear people went to school for this. It was awesome. Here, I have some pictures of like the winners.
But I also have the mindset of like, you are at work. Like, are you doing this at work? Like before an event?
That's the
I would leave
houseman.
I would leave your hotel.
With the white contacts.
I would leave.
And the makeup. And that was me giving him his award.
As Maleficent.
Yes. I stayed in character during the whole thing. We had the Queen of Hearts. We had that's a Wicked Witch full on. She was green from head to toe. It was amazing. She made her own broom. Like everyone got very into it.
What position does she have?
That's an accountant.
Okay, you're sitting in an office. You're not guest facing. I told my team, so they're uniformed. So I said, you can accessorize your uniform, but your uniform must be on.
Fair.
But I had employees like getting ready for our Halloween like employee event, and they said, hey Liz, like, can I take my 10 or my break right before the event and change into a costume and then change back out of it to return back to work? And I said, yeah, that's fine. I was like, have a good time for the event. But other than that, no, they accessorize only.
Sales manager was like Dia de los Muertos, like, but everyone got very into it. So you guys want to hear about another fun story?
Yeah.
I do.
Before you move on.
Yes.
The guy that only heard what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
That's what I refer to as like the salad bar listener. Like, ooh, I like that. I'll pay attention to that. Oh, I don't like that. I'm not gonna accept that. But but there's suites opening on Saturday. Oh, that means I get to move. Okay, I'll listen to that.
Exactly.
Oh, you guys want to know how that turned out?
I hope he left.
I wish.
Something tells me he didn't move.
Ding, ding, ding. He didn't move.
What?
And do you think he used the water?
Of course he did.
Yes.
Yeah. Kept shooting down at the bottom through the lobby.
See, again.
Wait, through the lobby?
Yeah, that's where it came out.
Again, though,
The
why didn't
broken
they just-
pipe was in the lobby.
All I know is they were I saw them all day and they were like holding buckets of water, and my engineer kept coming up to me and be like, you need to call these guys. They're still using the water. It keeps coming out. And I was like, I keep calling. Nobody's answering. So they're doing this again next week and they're shutting off the water. And
Yeah, I was
like,
going to
why
say,
didn't they just
why
do that
Here
in
we
the first
go.
place?
Thank
I don't
you.
know. I'm not in charge of it. They told me to make a
You
letter.
really think people in a hotel are going to listen to you?
A lot of people do, but it's those few a-holes.
That ruined it for everybody.
Yeah. So it took them a lot longer to finish the work because the water kept coming out
Yeah.
and like all these issues. But that guy,
I wonder if that was just like you said it was a pipe that burst, just needed to be repaired.
I don't know.
Oh.
All I was told was they're doing emergency repairs on something, and I made the letter. That's as much as I knew. I asked, how's it going to affect my guests? And I was told how, and then I reiterated that information. That is my scope of my job. I know nothing about plumbing. I know nothing about pipes. I say, how will it affect my guests and for how long? And then that is what I do. So he kept coming up to me and be like, someone keeps using the water. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. So he sent his engineers up there to bang on his door.
Yeah, that's what I
and
would
say,
do.
You guys aren't using it. No, we're not. Because they can't pinpoint where it's coming from. But they were pretty sure. He was the only a-hole in his room whining.
When they knocked on the door, did the baby cry?
I never saw the baby.
I hope the
'Cause they
baby
probably
like
didn't
woke up
have
from a
one.
nap.
They
You
probably
don't-
didn't have one.
you
That's
don't
why. That's why he wouldn't. He was being the way he was. Won't let you use or wash the bottles because why? There are no bottles. There's
You
no
never
baby.
know. You never know.
Oh.
You never know. But yeah, you just continue to be a thorn in my side. That was fun.
All right, you got another one?
I got so many locked and loaded, guys. It's been a week.
All right. You know what? Unofficially official. It's
Miss
become
B's
a Miss B
rant.
rant.
Oh, man. I always got
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, guys. Okay, so this is kind of just a funny thing that happened, and it cracked me up. So my front desk, it's the same one, comes back. I was like,
No way. Same
Miss
day?
B.
Same day? Still in costume?
Yes.
Okay.
Same day, still Halloween. Everyone's still in costume. Comes back, Miss B, you need to deal with this lady. I'm like, what now? And I was like, I'm in
I'm
costume.
just trying to enjoy my Halloween and not work
I'm
while
in
in
costume.
costume.
I never come out for guest issues. Like there's just, okay, not never, but there's not that many. And I thought of all days. Halloween was so chill, low occ. Everybody's got a problem with Halloween. I swear to God, it was just my luck. And she's like, so there's this lady and she keeps trying to get Book of Mormons from me. And I keep telling her no. And she won't take no for an answer. I'm like, what? And she's like, just talk to this guest. Talk to this guest. I'm like, okay. And I'm like so confused what I'm walking into. And so I walk out there and this lady is very impatiently waiting, tapping her hand on the desk. And she's like, finally. And I'm like, what? And I said, hi, how can I help you? She's like, I read on the internet that you can just go up to any hotel and ask for Book of Mormons and they'll give you one. And I was like, okay, there's one in the room. If you need another one, I can have it sent up to your room if there's multiple people reading it. Maybe you want some more.
Yeah, okay.
What's your room number?
A group reading?
Okay.
Maybe?
All right. That's cool. So what's your room number? She goes, I'm not a guest here. And I'm like, so you're not a guest staying here. You just want 2 Books of Mormon. And she just looks at me impatiently. She's like, yeah. Okay. So we don't just give out our property. I'm sorry that you read that somewhere on the internet that we do, but we don't.
Because everything on the internet is true.
Exactly.
You should trust everything you read on the internet.
Exactly. So I was like just bewildered at this request. And I'm like, so we're going to have to pass on that. Sorry, but not.
Just gonna have to
And
pass.
she's like, oh, but I really need it. And I said,
There's a bookstore around the corner?
and that's exactly what he said. I'm like, I'm really sorry. You could try a bookstore. She's like, are they going to have it? And I'm like, I don't really know, ma'am. She kept being very like, well, what am I supposed to do? And I'm like, that really sounds like a personal problem, lady. You're going to go have to find your Book of Mormon somewhere else.
Like,
And
if you were a guest, it would be my problem and I would help you, but you
Yes.
were not a customer of mine.
yes. And then so by the time,
So go kick rocks.
pretty much. So my desk agent's up there, like just so like this leaning on her elbow, just watching the whole thing transpire because she's just aghast for words. And I was like, ma'am, I'm really sorry, but we cannot help you. She's like, Halloween is tonight. My son needs 2 of them for his costume.
Shut up. You're kidding.
Not kidding. She wanted 2 for her kid's costume.
And you are dressed as Maleficent.
Arguing with this lady.
Is your front desk agent dressed up?
Oh yeah, 100%. Everybody was.
What was she?
Uh,
He, whatever.
Most of them were just devils. Like they all like wore like
Okay.
black and put like horns on and stuff.
For his Halloween disgusting.
And my mouth.
What did she do? Just walk into random establishments
Yes.
that might have
Yes.
a Book of Mormon and like ask?
Yes.
I wonder how many she tried before your hotel.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. How about like just do something on your computer and print out what looks like a cover for it and wrap another book with it or something?
Lord, I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
smart.
People are dumb.
Yeah.
They are. And she just was not stop hassling us and would not leave us alone to give it to her. And I said, I'm like, look, I'm very sorry. Maybe try a Halloween store or a bookstore, but you don't just walk into any hotel and get free Books of Mormons because you read it on the internet. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do for you.
I can imagine her Googling where to get a Book of Mormon and like your brand came up and be like,
Go into a hotel. Ask for it. Is the research
are we
department going to check
asking
that?
The research
you know,
department?
It's a good question. It's a valid question.
Yeah, it is.
But no, anyone
you-
listening, that's not a thing.
Do you know what her son was dressed up as?
I didn't ask. I didn't care.
I wonder like what I really wonder what costume it was.
I was just trying to get her out of my lobby. She wouldn't leave.
Okay, I'm gonna figure it
And
out.
do you want to know the funny thing? My housekeeping manager who had heard about this was like, just give her the books. And I was like, no.
You're such a Scrooge.
I'm like, absolutely not. I said, we're not a costume store. If I give this lady 2 free books of whatever, that's going to invite everybody to come and do it. And that's how shit gets on the internet. Because one guy gave someone a Book of Mormon somewhere along down the line in one of my brands of hotels. Eat rocks.
It's kick rocks.
Whatever. Eat them too. Y'all find this spot on the internet, or you think she just made it up?
I think she made it up. Everything that is coming back is like legit places, like from the church.
It says...
Is it true?
No, not really. Okay. It's not from the hotel site. It just says, can I take the hotel Book of Mormon? And this random internet site says they're donated by their respective churches. So take as many as you want. Just ask the front desk for a copy.
Are they donated?
Yeah.
They're donated.
Mm-hmm.
In the hotel industry, we don't pay for the Book of Mormon, the Christian Bible, or teachings of Buddha. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah.
Asia Pacific region. But yeah, you don't pay for them. They get donated by, well, for the Book of Mormon, it's their church. For the Holy Bible, it's the Gettin Society.
I figured they would make you like buy them as part of a donation to the church.
Nope.
Well, still, I'm sorry. You can't take my...
And like it would be a write-off for your donation.
Yeah, no, it's not that way.
Interesting.
I mean, if a random hotel guest was staying and just happened to take it home, would I charge them?
No.
No, because it doesn't cost you anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, would I charge them? Probably not, because they usually get like damaged, torn, spilled on, whatever. But if somebody like randomly comes off the street and asks for one, no. You haven't spent $1 at my property. Why would I give you anything for free?
Well, especially when, if they're not staying there, no.
Yeah. Like I said, it's also a can of worms, slippery slope. What next? Oh, if I go into a hotel and ask for a roll of toilet paper, they'll just give it to me. No.
Should we try it?
Oh, God. Don't be that person.
Doing research for a podcast, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can donate me a roll of toilet paper.
You may have heard of me. My name is Liz.
Man.
I'm the research department, the marketing department, co-host.
Oh my God. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was fun. That was really fun. That was my Halloween.
Yeah, that's random.
And that's not even all my stories and all my complaints. Those were just my 2 favorites. And all the while dressed as Maleficent. Did you guys have eventful Halloweens at your work?
No, it was quiet at my work. I deuced out at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, it was nice.
Sounds dreamy.
Took the kids out for trick or treat.
Oh, yeah, we did that too. We went to one of those neighborhoods that my aunt just happens to live there, but like everyone and their brother went to that neighborhood. And it was insane. We got there early because we had dinner and we hung out at her house. And then it was just like the world descended on this neighborhood. And I'm not going to lie, like it was crazy and not in a fun way. But luckily we like left for trick or treating a little early. And so my daughter was able to like trick or treat, but she's young. And then all of a sudden just this unbelievable crowd of people. And she's like nearly getting pushed over. We're like having to fight crowds of like, I swear to God, 13 to 16-year-olds for candy. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. We're
Like a
going
Halloween
home.
mosh pit.
I know. And it was like, it's a family neighborhood with like, I'm like, where did all you people come from? You were too old to be trick-or-treating. You need to go home right now.
Yeah, when did you
Go drive your car home.
When did you stop trick or treating?
I want to say it had to be 9 or 10.
I think I still walked around the neighborhood dressed up.
That's what we did back in the day.
But I was with family that had little ones. So I was like the tweener helper wrangling the little ones. And the parents were just like in the street drinking.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure like our neighborhood, like after 10, it's not cool anymore
I
to
might
go
have-
beg people for candy.
I might have caused some ruckus when I was 13 or 14 on the
Yeah.
streets. I might have been one of those 13-year-old a-holes.
Walking the kids around, there was one dude that was dressed like a full redneck, like wearing a shirt. Like he had a fake belly. He had
Oh my
like
God.
he had a shirt up over that.
Nice.
But he was drinking real beer, and he was rolling with like one
Yeah.
of those little,
Stop.
like the little 6-pack coolers. It's like that's the best way to embrace the fact that you're in costume, you're
Yep.
keeping in character,
Yep.
and you're drinking in the street. I like that.
See, I can understand
notes.
hanging out, all
Yes.
this. And like we used to hang out in the neighborhood because you're hanging out with friends. But were we going door to door with bags asking for candy?
No.
And these grown, they're not adults yet, but grown children are like going door to door and depleting all the candy. I'm like, guys, can you leave it for the little ones?
Yeah.
So my kids are right at that cusp of, are they going to be trick or treating next year or whatever?
Yeah.
I really want to do 2 bowls of candy. So I want to do one legit bowl of candy for the little kids, and then another bowl that's all takeout sauce packets. Ketchups, soy sauce.
Anyone who seems
hot
too
sauce.
old.
Yeah.
No.
So like, low lights. They
Yeah.
can't see what I'm putting in their bag, but
It just looks like a little baggie.
if they're not
That's
appropriate,
genius.
Should we start collecting them now?
there's your
Absolutely.
you said trick or treat. I chose option A.
Yes.
I can just imagine like a handful of Taco Bell sauces.
Because the sad thing too is like you
Like
see
McDonald's ketchup.
Write your own
Exactly.
message on the back.
You see these like 2, 3, 4-year-olds trying to like go up to get candy, being like mowed down by 13-year-olds in terrifying costumes, scaring the
Yeah.
crap out of little kids.
I would be the person opening the door and I would be like, yeah, big kids, back up. Let me see the little ones. Let me see their costumes.
So my aunt basically did that because
Yeah.
there was a mob of kids and she didn't have that much candy because she wasn't planning on her neighborhood being descended upon. And she's like, whoa, I don't have much candy left. She's like, I want little kids only over here. Big kids, move on.
Yeah.
And
Good
she
for her.
was straight up. She's like, nope, if you're big as me, move on.
Do you know who Mark Rober is?
No.
YouTube guy. He was a NASA engineer. He was the guy that was behind the glitter bombs for people that were porch pirating packages. Did you ever see those videos?
Yeah.
I guess he teamed up with a bunch of different people across the country to do Halloween pranks on kids that are like not playing by the rules. So like
Good.
they did this one where they had like 2 different houses. One of them was bowl that said just take one.
I
And
think
there
I
was
saw
There was a
this.
video camera on it.
Yes.
So then when they went to the next house, they had patched in the video from that camera to like a fake news feed. This just in, so-and-so children took more than 1 piece of candy. And as they're knocking on the door, they open the door and there's this big screen in the back showing this news alert.
Oh my God.
And these
And
kids
it's them on the
recognized-
screen.
Yeah, and they freaked out.
Oh, that's
It was great.
amazing.
There was another one that they did where if they took more than 1 piece of candy, like red and blue lights would flash, and they had this, PA speaker thing, like, put the candy back. It was
that's
great.
amazing.
And the best one they had, and unfortunately this one, like they had to reset it all the time, but it had like a remote collapsing feature to it. So if the kids took more than 1 piece, they triggered it so that the table would collapse. And the kids are freaking out thinking that they did it.
Oh my God. That's funny.
But yeah,
I love that.
But I want to see all the little ones' costumes.
I know. And it was actually really sad because the little one just got so trampled. We all had to like stop trick or treating because it's like, it wasn't fun anymore. Kids
But like,
couldn't
I
even
want
walk.
to see the 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds and be like, oh my God, Elsa, happy
Exactly.
Halloween.
Did you
You know?
notice like an uptick in just half-ass costumes?
Yeah.
Like a kid wearing jeans and a t-shirt and wearing a cowboy hat and it's like, I'm a cowboy.
No, that's not
No.
a costume.
You're too old to be trick or treating.
No, I saw kids that were like 8 that were just not
no
putting
way.
any effort into it whatsoever.
No, you don't deserve candy.
Exactly. Go
You
work on your
deserve,
costume.
you deserve 1 box of dots, and then the done-up costumes get like 4 pieces.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick you with like the bazooka bubblegum or
Yeah.
or
I used to do
Jawbreakers.
I used to do that. Like the little ones would get the best candy.
Oh yeah.
In good
course.
costumes, I would give them the
It
most
was-
and the best candy
Luckily, we didn't do that many houses, but we, again, were there early
to
enough.
appease a 3-year-old.
The parents were like so obsessed with my daughter and like the little girl she was with costumes. They're like, take 2, take 3. And my daughter's just like, oh, thank you. And we got her to say trick or treat and thank you each time. And it's like, those are the kids that deserve candy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, have you heard? Oh shoot, what is it called? Okay, it's a new thing. Like last year or this year, the Switch Witch. Have you heard this?
No, this has
No.
been around since I was a kid.
Oh, really?
So when I was a
Switch
kid,
Witch?
it was called the Candy Witch.
Oh, so it's a Switch Witch, and after Halloween, you have all of this candy, but the parents don't want all of the candy, so they kind of
Yeah.
let the kids go crazy that night.
Yep.
And that evening, the Switch Witch comes and takes all of their candy and replaces it with a new toy.
Yeah. So my mother did that when we were kids. And when the
Oh,
first
I
night we got
never
to enjoy our candy.
I never heard of that.
And then we had to leave all of our candy out for the Candy Witch. And the morning came and we got a special prize.
Interesting.
And I do it with my kid.
Really?
Absolutely.
What do you do with the candy?
Eat it
Okay.
or throw it away. I eat the chocolatey things and the rest is trash.
I had some very nice coworkers bring the candy.
Oh, okay. That's one way
they
to do
got
it.
from the Switch Witch, and they said, I have Halloween candy if anyone wants it.
I love that.
We made candy for like little candy packets for every guest for arrival from Friday through Tuesday.
That's so sweet.
I am blown away by how many people said no thank you. When we put everything together, we had 167 arrivals for over the 4 days or whatever it was.
So would you make 200 bags?
About that.
Yeah.
Well over half of them are still in the back office.
No way.
Wow. You probably donate those.
Did you offer them to everybody or just people with children?
Nope. Every single guest.
Oh,
was
I would have been
that.
like, heck yeah, thank you.
yeah, no.
I love that.
I would have been that really nice guest that like walked through the lobby at any point during my stay, and you would have been like, do you want another bag?
Well, on actual Halloween, that was the thing. We had so many bags
Just
left.
take
It's
the
like,
candy.
Give them away.
just try and give it away.
You want to?
And still, people were like, "No, I'm good." It's like everybody was just being fed candy.
I
It's
would have
crazy.
Funny.
taken it.
Yeah, my daughter would have taken it all. And I'd be like, no more.
I was actually not even in town on Halloween, and it was phenomenal.
You're so funny.
Phenomenal.
Well, when you don't have kids, it's like, whatever.
It was a perfect weekend to get out of town and take a
Yeah.
little solo vacation.
Because who's like on vacation on Halloween? So it
I
makes
don't
sense.
even think a single person that day said happy Halloween in the hotel.
Oh my God.
And it was phenomenal. No Halloween decorations. It was great.
See, no, that doesn't sound like fun to me. I love Halloween.
Oh no, I could do without it.
I didn't let the team do Halloween. We did fall, so there's
Yeah.
like the gourds and the colors and all
Pumpkins,
that,
yeah.
but we didn't do Halloween, quote unquote.
Missing out.
See, my property does it up because we have Halloween events. We had like a Halloween kids party. We had a pumpkin carving night on Monday. So it was decked out Halloween. It felt like you were walking through a haunted house in some areas.
That. I love that.
Oh, boat parade's coming in a couple months.
I'm excited.
Boat parade is coming up. We have the dates, the 13th through 17th.
Are you going to have us come?
Sure, come on.
Yes. I want to show my daughter.
Oh my God, yeah, come on through.
Okay. Doing
I
it.
mean, we don't have to have the awkward greeting with the old GM.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, but if you want to come to the fun side, I'll have you come to the fun side.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please. That
Yeah.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, no, I can just ask like, hey, can I bring a couple guests?
Yeah.
And all she's going to do is like, yeah, just be there to like check them in.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be
But
there.
so yeah, ownership is doing a lot of efforts to like make it better this year,
I'm excited.
which is amazing. Did you know? So we decorated a boat for our 70th anniversary, and the decor cost $30,000.
Jesus. Did not go to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. But it's a lot of, the crew and the captain's time doing it for 5 nights straight, the fuel.
Gas ain't cheap.
That's crazy.
So hopefully this year will be better.
So you guys want one more little rant?
I would love one more because my rant well is dry.
This is my last one. It's kind of like a little one, but this was my frustration of today. And I was like,
Ooh, something fresh.
some fresh. So this is today. Let's just set the scene, okay? I'm coming into work. I was off yesterday. Happy to be back. Happy to not be.
Were you happy to be back?
I mean, are you ever really? Just kidding. No, but I got up. I got some good sleep last night. I got to work early. I walked over to Starbucks. I got myself my little iced chai, and it was in a holiday cup.
Yeah, it was Red Cup Day.
Yeah, so I was in a good mood. I had a cute holiday cup. I had
Yep.
my yummy treat drink.
Anyone out there that is as a Starbucks fan, you probably already know this, but you can get all of your fall drinks right now, all the peppermint mochas.
Yeah, we're not sponsored though, so you
In
don't
a
have
red
to buy
cup.
it.
I'm just saying, red cups are out there.
It's true. So anyway, so I'm happy and I'm walking back to the desk and I'm walking through my lobby and I noticed 2 of my chairs are gone. And I'm like, that's weird.
Like the lobby chair?
So we're not talking like sitting like a dining chair, you know, like this. We're not talking like one of these small chairs. I'm talking like 2 sofas, like 2 ottomans.
Yeah. Okay.
The big oversized lobby
Yes.
seating.
Yeah.
Chairs.
Something
Okay.
comfortable.
And I'm like, that's weird. Maybe they're being cleaned or something. You know, like maybe they got spilled on. Maybe housekeeping took them downstairs.
but
okay.
two of them?
Kind of weird. Okay. Keep walking through the lobby and I'm going to stand up. And like I go to stand up and then I ask, I'm like, hey, are the lobby chairs being cleaned? And they're like, what? And the housekeeping manager's like, no. And I was confused and I look at engineering, like, were they being fixed? He goes, no. I'm like, where's the lobby chairs? So Chief goes and looks on the camera. Someone stole the lobby chairs.
What?
They just walked in and walked out with them.
No, they came from the guest elevators, picked up the chairs, went back to the guest elevators.
Oh, so well, at least they're on property.
They wanted like
Somewhere.
extra room decor, but you have no idea where.
No idea where.
Oh,
And
you'll find them eventually.
we were like, what the hell? Who just goes and takes it? You see, they didn't stop by the desk. They didn't ask. Went and got the chairs and went upstairs. We're like, wow, okay.
What time of day was this? Was this like during night audit?
Middle of the night.
Okay.
Middle of the night. We're like, okay. All right, that's weird. So then we mildly forgot about, not didn't forget, but you know, it's out of your mind for a second. Huge group checking in today. I'm talking all of our rooms. All of our rooms. That's like that's close to 300 rooms. All these guests checking in and they're all with one group. And it is a social club that is all across the country. And it costs a bunch of money to get in. Always have social events. They have like camping destinations. Like I had no idea what this was.
AARP.
No.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure it out.
But it's like a legit club. You have to like pay to get in. So this ginormous group checking in that's over like 300 rooms and check-in was 4:00. It's a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, but if these are old people, they're there at 3:30, ready to freaking go.
You
Well, yeah, because
wish,
they've already been to dinner at Olive Garden at 2.
right? You wish they were there at 10 a.m.
What? Trying to check in?
Right,
Hotel.
like right after stand up. I just started seeing old people flooding the hotel and they continue to flood. It is 10 in the morning.
That's called a silver flood.
It is 10 in the morning. I am not even done with my morning tea and my housekeeping manager's coming up. Not even done with my morning tea. My housekeeping manager comes up and is like, Miss B, there's old people making out in the lobby.
What?
These old people are hitting the bar hard.
At 10 a.m.
10 a.m. They're hitting the bar hard, so much so they had to pull a room service attendant because normally during the day, the bar really isn't hit till like 4 or 5. They hit it all day till and past check-in. That side of the hotel is just packed all day long. They are drinking so heavily. They're getting
Silver flood.
hammered before 11. Old people are literally making out in the lobby.
Well, they've seen their, homie hookup they haven't seen since last year's convention.
it was
Do you blame them?
crazy. Let
them live.
No, I'm just impressed. Like I can't even go that ham at 11 a.m.
Yeah, but if your sales manager that booked it would have just simply Googled, does this social club drink?
It would have said,
no.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Their primary source of entertainment
Guys,
is drinking.
alcohol, yeah.
Guys, we knew.
Oh.
They come every year. They have a convention every year.
We didn't prep the bartender.
On the resume, it said heavy drinkers.
Well, yeah.
But they weren't expecting them. Check-in's at 4 on a Thursday. They're thinking everyone's going to get there later in the afternoon and the drinking starts maybe Friday, Saturday, maybe some before checkout. No, they started at 10 a.m. on a Thursday. So I think they were caught off guard by that.
So they were just sitting in the hotel waiting to check in and
Drinking.
occupied
all
themselves
morning
by
long.
drinking and
Sucking face.
macking.
So that was fun.
Good for them.
Teeth are removable.
That's disgusting. Okay.
A foot out there for everyone.
All right. Yeah, you're
Or
so right. You're
teeth.
so right.
So,
I can imagine someone being like, hold on, my hearing aid's not working.
yeah, right. Turn it up. And do you know what's funny about that? Do you know how many check-ins today I was yelling?
All of them?
Credit card and photo ID. What? Credit card and photo ID. But no, check-ins were rough. And we got them in as early as possible because they were hanging out in the lobby. We're like, we need to get them to their rooms.
Yeah, like if a room is ready, let's go.
But they still just hung out there.
Well, I mean, checking in at 10 o'clock as fast as they move, they might have gotten to the room at 3 o'clock, right?
That's true. That is so true. So we're checking them in as quickly as we can. And we were doing a pretty good job. Housekeeping was on it. Rooms were getting turned quick and we're getting these people up to their rooms. And then we start getting calls. They love the phone, just blowing up the phones. And this one, my other associate who was working was like, Miss B, I need help. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? She's like, they're asking if they can move the furniture in the room to other rooms. Like they want to take the furniture from this room, and this room, and move it into this room. And I was like, no.
They want to set up like a party room?
I mean, I guess, but I was like, no.
Or a swing.
And I was like, what? Are we talking like the desk chair? She's like, no, like the desks and the side tables. And like, they want to move all the furniture. And I said, absolutely forking not. I said, the furnitures and fixtures stay in the designated room. They do not leave the room. And I'm like, make sure to explain that. So she's like, no furniture and fixtures. Like everything has to stay in the room. It cannot leave the room. And they're like, oh, okay, well, can we get a folding table? Can we get like a big folding table? She's like, I will find out from our banquets team. And so like I asked banquet and my sales manager's like, yeah, if you charge them. And
Yeah,
so
like
we're
that.
like, okay, you can get a folding table, $20 per table per day.
Yeah, good.
You can rent it. And then they're like, oh, no, we just wanted the table.
And then
Why do
there's
they wanna
porterage and gratuity.
Why do they want folding tables? Play cards?
No, for all their alcohol.
That's what the bathtub is for.
They
Or
were
for
going
Matilda to get up on.
hard. And they still were when I left. And that's my weekend, guys.
Wow. Oh, that's your whole weekend?
That's going to be my weekend. And I work Sunday morning when they all check out.
Oh, good luck.
And
oh my
people
gosh.
like that, you know how like our favorite travelers just leave without checking out at the desk? No, every single one of those will be at the desk checking out, asking 20 questions. What's this? What's that fee? Why am I charged for parking? I'm handicapped. It's going to be that all Sunday morning.
What is this bar bill? Well, you were at the bar on Thursday for 8 hours.
Remember that. Oh, but yeah, so they're asking about moving all the furniture. They're drinking. They're making out.
Sounds like good revenue.
It was like a sorority. Like everyone wanted to be near their friends. And are we on? And I had someone asked, they're like, is everyone on the same floor? And I said, well, considering you guys have the whole hotel, no, you are on every floor. So I said, I guarantee you can just look left and right on your floor and you're going to see someone you know because it's all you guys.
They booked out the whole hotel.
Yeah. They have all the rooms.
Dang.
It's like, and not even like on purpose. They didn't say, okay, we're buying out the hotel.
Yeah.
No, they just booked that many rooms.
Wow.
Like there may be one or two leisures
Yeah.
that booked far enough in advance that snuck through, but it's all of them checked in today.
Man, how long is this drink gonna take? I'm not gonna live forever.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger, you know.
All I know is that when I grow up, I want to be like these old people.
Or like, you made me walk all the way over here. Do you know how old I am?
I don't want to be that crotchety person. I want to say and do things that just make people go, wait, what?
What did you just say?
And like maybe give them a chuckle.
Yeah.
The old people now just say things like, your hotel's getting cheap. I'm like, okay, have a great day.
You know what? I forgot to share this. So this is on the topic of like people saying weird stuff. When we sat down with Mike, before you guys got here, Mike and I were talking. And he was talking about how one of his favorite things to do when people are irate and just like launching into him is to say something that is completely off base. You know, somebody's yelling at you about the availability of parking or, you know, that the rate is wrong or whatever. Like they're just ranting, right? He said he'll look at people and say, I'm sorry, you needed 3 towels delivered to your room?
And they're like, what?
Exactly.
And he's like, oh, sorry.
Completely disarming the conversation.
Oh my God.
I like that.
It's kind
I
of just
love
putting a
that.
cut to like the anger and making them like check themselves and be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I would love to try that, but then they just, no, are you stupid?
I mean, it'd be so simple as even asking someone like, wait, I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Oh God, no, they would launch.
I've done it.
Depends on how much you care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to care a little bit.
No, I know, but I'm
I have to
not
pretend
saying
to care a lot.
I'm not saying at work, but like just in general. Like if you were out somewhere and somebody was in your face saying shit like that, to be able to like respond however you want and just disarm the
I would love,
situation.
and you wanted 2 towels?
Yeah.
Say that in public.
In public.
Normal people.
What?
Like, what? Do you know what I did? Because I'm not good at like coming up with like comebacks or things like that. I'm not good at that.
Unless it's about Hitler mustaches.
I know. Fine. I was on a road and I went into the right turning lane, right? Because I'm going to turn right. But it was a really small lane. So I think it was like a bike lane, like, and turns of like, I pass this intersection all the time. People go into it and turn right. And this guy was taking up like most of it. So I kind of had to like sneak by. But
In
I
a
was
bike?
No, in a car.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like able to like sneak by, and then I'm turning right and I have my blinker on. And granted, like, we're close, but I'm not going to hit you, but you're taking up almost 2 lanes. And so I have my blinker on, and he like looks at me in the next car and was like, lifts his arm, like, what the hell? Like, you know, like he's like yelling. And I look at him, I smile so big, and I just start waving hysterically, like I know him, like, hi. Yeah. Like, you know, and I'm waving and I'm smiling, and he just like looks terrified all of a second.
And he just looks and like, what the F?
Yeah. And then like puts down his arm and is looking at me like, do I fucking, I'm like, hi, like, I know you. I'm like, I'll see you later. Bye. And it's just like, I know.
You should have been like, call me.
My favorite when people lose their ish like that is to slow clap them.
Oh, that's a good one.
It also works really well for like, you know, when you're on the freeway, you've got like, you know, 2 car lengths back, and somebody comes zooming up out of nowhere on your left side, and cuts in right between you.
Yeah.
Ends up at the same light 2 ways away.
Well, yes, but and then you glance in your rearview mirror and you see that the next car back is like 40 car lengths behind you. It's like, congratulations for weaseling in. And,
right. Like, what was the point?
A thousandth of a second sooner. Those people can get a slow clap too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. We see a lot of that in our area.
Oh, yeah. There's this one freeway that's like kind of in our area where the right lane goes onto another freeway, right? And that freeway is very popular. So it gets backed up for miles and miles and miles. So people will just whiz on the left-hand lanes and then dart in at the last minute before it changes. So I was on this freeway yesterday on my way home.
Oh, okay.
And someone did that. And I'm like, God, what a tool. And like 2 seconds later, the car in front of him like stopped. So he must have been judging, and he hits their rear bumper. And I'm like,
karma.
Yeah.
Karma.
So they have to like wheel over to the side, and I'm just shaking my head as I drive by. I'm like, earned it.
So none of this is really funny, but on my way to work, there's an on-ramp area where there's a merge lane in, and then the line stops, and it's just this really wide kind of a shoulder, and it runs for a long time, but it's not designated as a lane.
Okay.
Now, most of the time when cars are getting on the freeway, they'll do the zipper merge, right? Everybody alternates.
Yes.
We all know the rules. Everything is good.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where, like, when I get to that section, I watch my rearview mirror, because undoubtedly there's some asshole that's like, hey, I'm going to zip past all of you in this unmarked lane. I'll see them coming, and I'll just juke right.
Yeah.
Like, literally put myself in a position that they cannot go past. And I love watching them just lose their freaking minds.
My husband does that every single time, but if he will take up the middle of 2 lanes, but the middle of the 2 merging, because he's like, no, people being dicks, and he doesn't let people go by.
Yeah. Oh, I'll 100% do that.
But we're in the car with the baby. I'm like, you're going to get a shot.
No.
Okay, maybe not with the kid in the car. When it's just myself, I could use the insurance.
I'm like, I'm like mortified, sitting there like,
bacon's expensive.
It is now.
I always had the thought of like, if I were to get in an accident, I hope it's the other person's fault, and I hope like my car gets totaled and I get slightly injured. So I can get a new car.
You sound like a mom, right? Like,
Why?
I hope there's no kids in the car. It's bad, but it's not too bad. Bad enough that I have to stay in the hospital for a few days, you know, just for them to keep an eye on me. I get to eat Jello, no kids, sleep in.
I want to have to like go to the chiropractor. I want to like have to go to the chiropractor or like get my neck checked out. Or,
I
like,
want my own
get a massage.
I want my own bed, sleep alone, sleep in, control the TV with no Minnie Mouse. That sounds like a vacation.
But and morphine.
I don't need to go to the hospital. I really don't. I just need my
not
car to
a
be
mom. Not a mom.
My car to be totaled, and for me to be just injured a little bit.
like abrasions from the airbag.
Yeah. I want to be able to like go to work the next day. Okay, maybe like not the next day because I'm so sore.
You know what? Maybe get like a black eye out of it for the plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, a little bruising.
And the insurance money, you know, that's a good down payment on a car.
It depends. Hopefully. Insurance companies will gyp you. It's when you hire those attorneys that are all over the side of the road that think they get you more, but then the attorneys take half of it. That fun stuff.
I'll figure it out when the time comes, you know. I almost got in a car accident on the way here.
When I am alone in the car, I'll be like that. I'll be like, you know what? Hit me. Go for it. Or I'm with my kid that I'm terrified.
Please hit me.
Please don't.
All right. So the last time we got together, no, I'm sorry, not the last time, the time before the last time, 2 times ago.
Was it 2 episodes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so not our most recent episode, but the episode before that.
The episode before the episode before this.
Okay, the episode about a month ago.
That's what I just said.
Who's on first?
2 episodes ago. Exactly. So in that episode, we introduced a couple of stories that were found on the interwebs. And it was a lot of fun because, I mean, yes, we've had some interesting things happen to us in our careers, but it's always kind of nice to know that other people are in the same boat of dealing with the ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Now, Ms. B, I know you said you found a good one.
It's in the news. It's actually current. It's
Ooh.
from this year and was published like last month. So it's not necessarily like our crazy Florida man story, but I still thought it was interesting and happened in a hotel. So the title is Crazy Embezzlement Case, Las Vegas. Hotel manager refunds $770,000. That's 770, comma. to his debit card.
Wait, to his debit card?
Yeah, to his own debit card.
Okay.
So I was trying to read more. I'm like, what? So basically, he would authorize refunds to existing guests for real stays. But instead of the guest method of payment, he entered his own debit card. And the funds, and that's how much, in total flew directly into his personal account. So this wasn't just all in one. He would do this on like multiple accounts, I guess. So it said...
So it's like a daily occurrence for him?
Yeah. So it said it's...
But how did accounting not catch that?
I have no idea. That sounds like they have a bad accounting department.
Well, because, I mean,
Sounds
your
like
payment...
it's like super easily like trackable. Like,
Yeah, because
why are we
your
getting
method
these
of-
refunds? The method of payment
method
is
of payment
different.
doesn't match.
They should have caught it.
It's money laundering 101.
According to the Metro arrest report, Johnson issued 209 fraudulent refunds back to a single Chase debit card with the money going into a checking account. So it happened basically 209 different times at a total of $773,000. He stole over that amount.
So we just did that quick math. That's about $3,600 per transaction.
Damn. How did they not catch that? I don't know. But how they caught on was coworkers. So they would like go out. That Johnson was spending large amounts of money at luxury stores such as Louis Vuitton and Versace. There were expensive dinners, spa visits, private jet flights, and more. So his coworkers asked, like, how are you getting this like kind of money? And he said that Johnson said he'd been working as a private chef for rich clients, said the coworker said in a police interview. So his coworkers basically like, how are you to get all this money to do all this stuff? Oh, I'm working as a private chef. And this literally
Was this the manager?
hotel manager. It was I'm trying to see what his exact title was. Oh, I love this. There are a few red flags, just a few red flags about this case, but in order to understand it as a whole, we have to take a look at a few bullet points. As an operations manager, and according to the role he had the authority to issue refunds for reservations, customer satisfaction. The amount of refunds he processed is 209, total of 773,000, so about 3,700 per refund. Refunds were placed to his personal checking account, always using the same debit card. Defendant suddenly lived a very flashy lifestyle that drew attention.
All these refunds didn't draw your attention?
It sounds like a really bad accounting department.
Well, it also sounds like a really dumb criminal because
Yeah.
you want to get caught, refund it to your debit
own
card.
debit card?
It's under your name.
If you wanted to be smart about it, you get a card based out of they have no banking laws with and they wouldn't be able to find out what your name was.
Okay, listeners.
That's you.
Don't do
Just
that.
kidding. No, this guy surrendered to the police.
Yeah, was this you and you did time and now you're back in a different name?
If I did that, I would have a better couch.
Your couch is fine.
My couch is terrible.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll get you a new couch.
Anywhoozy.
So I just thought that was a super interesting story because that's like in our industry, a story going on right now that legit happened recently.
That's nuts.
I know, right? What'd you find?
Okay, so I have a pre-question to my story. Have either of you ever experienced ghosts in your hotel?
Yes.
I have worked at some of the most haunted hotels and I've never personally witnessed one.
Do you want to share some of your experience, Bill?
Sure. Well, we did last Halloween.
We did. did.
We had, you weren't with us, but we did a Halloween episode.
Yes. What was it? What was the title? Something in the night?
It goes bump in the night.
It goes bump in the night. Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, so one of the hotels that I was at, hotel was closed because it was during COVID. I was cleaning carpets and I heard a little girl giggle right beside me. Like, imagine like a 6-year-old going,
I do remember this.
I quit. Just kidding.
yeah.
I remember.
No, it didn't bother me at all. I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel weird. I kind of looked around and I was like, okay, I heard you. And then I just went on cleaning carpets.
But wait, haven't you had one recently?
Yeah, I have.
And that has not made it to the pod yet.
Your office.
Oh, I haven't shared that one.
Nope.
Have I? Okay, so I've now had three little incidents.
Ooh.
Okay, so number one, I'm sitting in my office and my closet door is spring loaded. So it has to be 100% closed or it will be about
Open.
4 inches open, period. And I've spent so much time trying to find like a sweet spot. Doesn't exist.
I can just imagine Bill trying to like close the door and it reopens, close the door, it reopens.
No, so I'm sitting at my desk, my back is to the door, and I hear the doorknob jiggle just a little bit, and then the door popped open.
So something jiggled the doorknob.
Yeah.
And
Just open.
like everybody there says that they hear people walking in my office,
And there's no one.
when it's after hours. Yeah, I don't. But here's the thing: like I don't feel weirded out about it at all.
It's just someone hanging out.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just a thing now. So the door pops open. So a couple of weeks ago, I was upstairs and my DOS shares the same floor with me, but he wasn't on property that day. Now we have this unofficial little challenge where people think they can try and scare me because I don't scare very easily. And my office door is open. His is right around the corner and I can hear that rub of fabric is like
someone walking.
Yeah. But no footsteps. Like somebody's trying to move really slow and quiet, but you can hear the whoosh of the fabric, right? So I'm like, oh, I hear you. So I get up really quietly.
He's coming to scare me.
Yeah, I get up really quietly. I go around the corner. I'm almost to the door frame where I can see that space and I can still hear the sound. And I look around the corner. There ain't nobody there.
Yeah.
When you looked around the corner, did the sound stop?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, the last one was just 2 weekends ago. I was the first one in and I walked into the office and my closet door was open again.
But you're the only one with access to it?
Yeah. There's only 2 keys on property for my office, and I have one.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Like, does
I walked
housekeeping come in, like PM shift, clean, anything?
No, there's an emergency key if they have to get into my office, but it's not on anybody's key ring.
In an emergency.
Dang.
And when I leave, I make sure that the door is closed, my air conditioning is off, so on and so forth. I came in.
Including the closet door?
Yeah. Well, no, specifically that door. And I came in on Monday and my door was popped open.
Ajar.
That's wild.
So I have a story from a year ago today. The haunting tale of Bakersfield Padre Hotel. So in this hotel, so if no one knows, Bakersfield is a city kind of like Central California in the middle of freaking nowhere. There's not much to do in Bakersfield.
Cow tipping.
But basically the 7th floor was a scene of a fire that killed a family with small children and is now a hotbed for paranormal activity, according to the staff. So sounds like a TV show like caught wind of this and wanted to do like a paranormal like study.
Okay.
Like from paranormal professionals. And they stayed there during COVID, so occupancy was low. So they were able to like basically have the whole floor to themselves.
Love that.
And, impressions of the hotel, it actually does remind them of The Shining, if any of you are familiar with The Shining. Yeah. So yeah, the ghost of a little girl is especially active in the hotel lobby. The hotel manager said in the TV show episode, likes to tug on shirts and aprons. So imagine just like being a guest checking into a hotel and you feel like a tug on your shirt, like from a little girl. She also apparently left a handprint on a column in the hotel's cafe, which seems to come back no matter how many times employees clean it.
Oh.
Yeah. Sinks turn on and off by themselves in the downstairs restrooms. And the employees even know to tell guests, like, oh, that's just our ghost. That's here. No worries. That's just our ghost.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Got to lean into it.
And then one of the cooks routinely sees a tall man in a white coat walking down the hallway and thought he was the chef until one day the chef was cooking upstairs and the man saw the man downstairs. Housekeeping staff often feels like they are being watched. When they turn to look, they catch a quick glimpse of a tall man in a long coat who quickly vanishes. So they say it's a beautiful hotel, but there's just some spooky things and there is a vibe that is palpable that is bad.
I feel bad for management there because no housekeeper wants to stay there or clean rooms there. Bill and I have both worked at hotels, and when something bad happens in a room, none of the housekeepers want to go in there. They think there's bad juju, and they will not clean that room. So I feel terrible for management at that hotel.
Oh, actually, as I'm reading on this article, are you guys familiar with Teresa Caputo, star of the Long Island Medium?
I've heard
Yes.
the name.
The TLC show from back in the day.
Yes.
So she's a medium that actually visited the hotel about 10 years ago. And the children's spirits told her they like staying at the hotel where they can sing and dance and play in the hallways. So it sounds like it's a comfortable like place for these little ghosties to stay and hang out in their afterlife.
I think we should take a road trip.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's stay in the 7th floor specifically.
We'll pack up the pod.
Ooh, let's do an episode from there.
Yes. But
That'd be kind of
there's
fun.
one even closer that is
Okay.
supposed to be one of the most haunted hotels like in America. I've been there multiple times. I've never stayed overnight. I'm dying to stay overnight.
Well, don't say it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Dying.
But as soon as I say this,
But what's reported there?
you can,
everything?
there's documentaries on it.
Oh, whoa. All right.
Like
let's
you
go.
can find it.
Yeah.
The Queen Mary. It is
Is that
one
the
of
boat? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Long
is a
Beach.
wartime like ship.
Yeah.
And you know how many people have died on that? How many people have
For sure.
It is old as old, and it's got hotel rooms, and it was operated by my former hospitality company, but it is old, it is haunted, it is creepy. So I knew people who worked there, and I would ask, and they're like, oh, there's creepy sightings all the time. There's people that walk the hallways, you hear crying in the middle of the night. They have a hard time keeping staff
Because they're so freaked out.
Huh?
Wow.
Yeah, they're always hiring.
always.
I mean, I
And
personally,
that's in our backyard.
Yeah.
We can go
I-
stay in a haunted, creepy ass ship.
I personally have experienced that, but like I attribute it to family members who have died.
I have never witnessed or been around a ghost.
Oh no!
So,
like everything that article kind of said early on of like sinks turning on and off, lights flickering. Craziest thing I experienced was the microwave turning on. Ooh. It would just turn on, random increments. It would just turn on. Lights would turn off, but like the switch would be on, and then all you had to do was like turn it off, turn it back on. The lights would go back on. Yeah.
There's got to be logical reason for that.
Well, my dad built our house and couldn't explain it. It was like, no, everything is fine. He checked for a really, really long time. Yeah.
Oh, that was your house?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've experienced it from family members. But my family doesn't take it as something scary. They take it as like a term of endearment. And specifically, this is my mom's mother that like we think
Is haunting you?
no, it's not haunting.
Yeah, I know.
But we will literally spooky things happen. They don't happen very frequently anymore because she's been gone like 15 years. We literally would be like, "Hey, Grandma, we hear ya. Hi, how you doing? Thanks for being here," and like go about our day. So it's
I
kind of a
love that.
positive ghosty experience, but it's freaking creepy.
I'm looking at what's the most haunted hotel.
I want to look up the show. Okay, anyway.
Oh my God. It's one of the hotels that's like right in my backyard.
Okay, any whoozy.
Sorry, go on.
Well, we could pull stories all night, but how about
Yes.
we end it here?
Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, thanks for listening to another episode, guys. We are so happy you're here.
As we tangented all over the map on this one.
It was a fun one.
Make sure to check out our website, www.tftsi.com. Shoot us an email. We have a shiny new email, og3@tftsi.com. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Or you'll hear from us again in 2 weeks.
Something like that. Both works.
All of it. Yeah.
Miss B, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Bill, thanks as always.
You're welcome.
Have a good night, guys.
Deuces.
Bye.
avenuepodcast.net